Hello, and welcome to another one of these. Gonna be, yeah, I don't know. I have discontinued items from Belgium. One of them, well, I split them up in drinks and food. Because it's not gonna be anything about like toys or whatever. It's gonna be food and drinks, as all my tier lists are. So yeah, let's hop back into it. Start off with a classic. This is Samson Cola. It's something you get together with an item that will be coming up soon. But this has been discontinued. And I'm very sad about that. Because this, as a child, was one of the best drinks I've ever had. Going S tier instantly. Alright. Very fast start. Don't need to explain much about this. Doing shit on Photoshop, don't worry about that. Anyways, the next drink. Another classic. I was a bit too old for this at the time, but I still had it, because I didn't give a shit. So... What the hell have I done now? What? How the hell have I turned this black and white? What? Okay. Anyways, so this was S tier, as I said, and I'll be going to a classic. I'm gonna pretend that black and white shit was just like never happened. Anyways, something I've had, even though I was too old, because everyone that drank it was still an infant. Give me 2 seconds. So anyways, that was 2 seconds for me, but not for you. That was just 0 seconds, but whatever. This shit. No. I don't know why it's actually flipped. Let me fix that. No. So, this shit is what got a lot of infants and toddlers through anything. Had a little fucking nipple to suck on. I don't know about this flavor specifically. If I had this one, this was the only proper image that I could find of this shit. This is a solid B tier. It's a good drink, but again, it's for toddlers and infants, and I was like 14 when this came out, and 16 when it got discontinued or some shit like that. Anyways, time for some more grown-up stuff. Everybody loves grown-up stuff. Monster Rehab. This one, I have all three in the lineup. This one specifically, the peach one, dog ass. Absolute dog ass. And that deserves a D tier. This one I rarely had. It's something that was rarely in stores here in Belgium. It was usually the other one that's coming up next that was here. And I feel like a raspberry tea one would also be fairly horrible, due to the fact that I'm thinking of it as a roast chip tea. And while I'm a fan of roast chip, I think this is probably just going to be a C. But then, the goat tea lemonade, this is A tier. I'm not gonna put it at S tier because that's Samson Cola deserves S tier. This is just way better than these two. But yeah, next up, apparently there was an iced tea that got discontinued, and I've had this one before, and I think they might have brought it back, but only I don't know if it's still in these bottles, and I don't even know if they're actually back. I made this list, I think 2 years ago, when I started with the first tier lists. Let me give it a check real quick. Yeah, so all these items are downloaded 2 years ago. I don't know what else is discontinued by this time. This is a apparently 2-year-old discontinued item tier list. This got discontinued at some point. I've had it in the past. It's pretty decent, but I'm gonna put it on the same tier as Nono, because nothing goes above the best iced tea flavor, which is just either classic or green tea. peach iced tea is awful. Every peach iced tea, I put this in my iced tea tier list. Every peach iced tea, horrible. Anyways, Burn, S tier. Burn is the best energy drink I've ever had. I'm hearing that you can still get it in certain stores. I have yet to find it. For me, this is discontinued. I don't know where you would get Burn still. For me, it's discontinued. It doesn't exist. Anyways, that was it for drinks. This is all I could find of discontinued items, all that came to mind, really. But I found out as well, especially the Nono and the Samsung Cola, I didn't know that those were gone. I knew about the Rehab, those were gone in Belgium for a while now. They've been replaced with other tea monster drinks, whatever the fuck. Anyways, next up is food. It's a larger list. It's still not as large as some of the other tier lists I've done, but oh well. Gotta start off with the same thing. Samsung Gift Smulbox. Now this shit was top tier. But at the same time, it wasn't. Because this is basically like a Happy Meal, but you could get it at like... I don't know, for lack of better word in English, frituur. It's basically a Happy Meal, where you get a small fry, a snack, like a little snack, or I think nowadays with the newest version of this you can get a small hamburger, I'm not sure. Get that, and a little toy. This was not worth the money. This was, I think, about like €5 just for a shitty box of sad. A shitty box of sad. This is, sadly, even though you got the cola in this box, this is sadly F tier. If you get this, like this or the similar one, which I forgot the name of now, I think it's like a Belgo box or something, shit like that. If you get that for your child, just for the toy, you might as well just go to like Dreamland or whatever the hell the big stores are nowadays. I'm from the age of where Fun was the big store in Bart Smith, but you might as well go there and get a 50-cent toy, if that still exists. Not the person 50 cents, but the value of money 50 cents. The Smulbox is just the worst thing to ever exist. The only good thing that came out of it is a Samsung Cola. All the toys as well were all like Chinese rip-off toys, like the fucking I'm your little butterfly shit. Yeah, that's not good. Anyways, this has resurfaced since, I think, half a year ago. It has resurfaced specifically in Deleuze, or is it Food Lion in the UK? I don't know. But I'm still putting it on the list since it got discontinued in 2022, or was still discontinued in 2022. And these images are all from 2022. Anyways, this is directly in S tier. The first food in S tier. The second food on the list, the first food in S tier. Pringles Salt and Vinegar is literally the best Pringles out there. Right next to barbecue. I don't know how big I ranked barbecue Pringles in my original chips tier list. The barbecue Pringles are goated. And right now there's a special thing with Pringles as well, where they have patatas brava. Godsend, actual godsend. Anyways, to get further, I don't know who the fuck likes these things. You can't find anything similar anymore in Belgian stores, as far as I know. I've looked on certain websites of bigger retail stores, you cannot find a single similar or whatever the hell of this. And I don't know why you would get it. It's orange, basically like orange chips, basically dipped in milk chocolate. No, that isn't it. It's milk chocolate in a chip or crisp fucking shape with orange sprinkles or whatever the fuck on it. It's awful. It's awful for the fact that it's milk chocolate. Dark chocolate, I can see where. I'm not an orange guy. I don't particularly like oranges. I can still see this work if it was dark chocolate. This is milk chocolate. That doesn't work. You need that dark chocolate with the sweetness of the orange to mix properly. This shit doesn't work. It's going directly into F tier. Alright. Next up. This one is the one I've been waiting for so long. It's the burger that I'm still very sad that McDonald's got rid of. Like, I am still incredibly sad that it got so poorly received that they said, we're never bringing this back again. Magnificent Maurice. This burger is my favorite thing that ever came out of these Maestro burgers. 2 wonderful, salty patties, blue cheese that wasn't strong, it wasn't overpowering, topped with bacon, lettuce, pickled red onion, mayonnaise, and as far as I know, it was, I think, an onion chutney. Is that the correct word? Whatever, it was like sweet onion, sweet relish, and I think as well it had red berries in it. This was the most perfect burger to have ever been created under the Maestro burgers. I am passionate about this burger because this was my first entry into burgers that weren't just cheese and sauce and lettuce and patty and bun. This was more than that. This had different cheese. This had different sauce. This had the pickled onions. It was just beautiful. That's why it deserves S tier. People will look at this burger and think, that is a bad burger. This is the best burger I have ever eaten that's come from McDonald's. Nothing is better than that. And I will stand by my point. If you don't like it, I don't care. Anyways, next up, Lay's. Oh, there's shit here, whatever. What the fuck? Okay, whatever, doesn't fucking matter. These are 3 up in the running. It's from a thing that they did back in, like, I don't know, 2007 or some shit like that. Where they had to, where there was a battle where people could send in flavors, and 3 of them got put to the finals, and out of 3 of them, 1 would normally get chosen to exist forever. But they didn't even do that. Doesn't matter too much. This is the first of the 3, the New York hot dog. This is literally just taking mustard and putting it in your mouth with like a potato slice. It's the worst shit I have ever put in my mouth. The worst chip I have ever put in my mouth. Right next to this one, which is Cocktail Andalus, which was by far one of the better ones of the 3. As far as I know, I'm going to have to check this real quick, so hold up. Nothing is better than the one that's coming up, just so you know. This one, it's a solid C tier, you know? It's not too bad. You would get it if you had to. If you had nothing else left, you wouldn't mind eating an entire bag of this. But the next one is a godsend. Honey glazed barbecue ribs. It had the barbecue smokiness. It had the sweetness of the honey. It had that gaminess from the pork. It was the perfect thing. And everybody voted for this one. The other 2 flavors had no fucking chance. Everybody voted for this one. They didn't make it a flavor. They didn't make it a flavor. And I am still so mad about this, because if anyone can recreate this thing, hand it to me, and just give it to me for free, I will do whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. There's other Lay's versions coming up in a bit from another contest that was mainly done in the Netherlands, because this one was the Belgian one as far as I know. There was another one in the Netherlands that also had some of their chips come over to Belgium, and we could also like taste them, but not join in the battle. But this one S tier. I'm gonna turn it around. And just fucking do this. So I can make it bigger. Because it deserves to be bigger. Honey glazed barbecue lace. The best shit to ever exist. Next up, red sweet paprika. The people that know this version of the Sensations bags, you are fucking goated. The red sweet paprika was just the same as normal paprika. For those that don't know, that didn't watch the fucking older video where I do a tier list of Belgian chips, we have paprika chips, which are some of the best fucking things to ever exist. Anyways, this one was just way better than normal paprika. I'm still going to put it in B tier, not because I dislike it, but because that's where I feel like it fits best. I also now realize that there's definitely... I definitely picked my favorites for this one. But sweet red pepper, or sweet red paprika, wonderful. Right next to this. Now, a lot of you probably don't speak Dutch, but this is garlic bread. Specifically, just this specific like butter that's on it. Well, of course, with garlic bread, it's usually like that, like garlic butter, right? This is so good. You put one in your mouth, it just coats your entire mouth with garlic bread. And it just gets so good. I don't know how to describe it. It just gets a little bit more like gloopy, I would say. In the sense that it coats your entire mouth and then you grab the next chip, put that in your mouth, and it just does the same shit. I'm not going to put it on the same tier as this or like any of the others. It's going to be A. Because this is like a wonderful experience. I love this experience. You don't even see my mouse, I think. Anyways, I'm aiming it at the garlic bread that I've just put down. This is like wonderful. But the honey glazed barbecue ribs are just so much better. You can eat 5 bags of this and just it will stay the same flavor. While with this, after a certain while, it does get a little bad. But not bad as in like, ugh, this tastes like shit, but bad as in like, there's no more taste anymore. I've had it. Anyways, next one. Similar to Pringles, Lay's also did a salt and vinegar one. It's probably fairly popular in the UK under whatever the fuck the brand name is called again. The Lay's ones are also really good. But the issue is, with Pringles, their chips are thicker, while Lay's are thinner. And I like the thick chip, because it just... I don't know how to describe it yet again. But the thick chip just does it so much better than this. Actually, I'm going to put it in C. Then, the next one. Cheese onion flavor. I've heard, or I found actually, that this is back now as the... Oh, what the fuck are they called again? The ribbled ones. Like just the ribbed versions. Ribbed for your pleasure, I don't fucking know. But these are back. And they're so good. These specific ones, the thin chip, were better. But they're on the same level as these ones. They have that same gloopiness, that same gooiness when you like have 5 of them at once. Where it just coats your entire mouth with that flavor and it just stays for like at least 3/4 of the bag. But at that 4th quarter of the bag, you're sitting there like, I've had this flavor the entire time. I don't need more of this shit. Alright. Just gotta speed through a bit to the final ones, because this has been going for 20 minutes apparently, and that's a while. Bolognese. It's really good, but I'm gonna put it at B tier, because after a certain while, like this is at like 1/4 of the bag, you're like, I've had enough. Right, this one. This has been rebranded as just hamburger flavor or cheeseburger flavor or whatever the fuck it is. These ones were god-awful, but you could still eat a bag of it, I would say. They're not as bad as hot dog, but these were god-awful, and a lot of people liked them, and I could not for the life of me bring myself to eat an entire bag in one sitting. This is like you grab a bowl, the tiniest bowl you have, you fill that up with those chips, and that's it. If you had nothing else, is what I'm saying. Like, is what I mean. If you had nothing else in your room, you grab those chips, smallest little container that you can get, put that in there, eat them up. They're decent. Now we've come to one of the best things ever to exist. Spicy reggae chicken. This was on the same level as a honey glazed barbecue ribs. And these deserve to be big as well. These were also from like the contest that I was talking about earlier for the one in the Netherlands. And this was the best there were. This was literally just the best. Next to these, like, you know, olive oil and garlic. No. You deserve to be down there, because this doesn't add anything. It's olive oil, which is, sure, it has a little bit of flavor. And then garlic, sure, it has also a bit of flavor. But you don't have anything special going on. The whiskey cocktail one was just cocktail sauce, which is, in Belgium, it's what usually, I think it's burger sauce in America, or something like that, or mayo chup is what Heinz has made. This is basically that, but done with whiskey. This is also bad. Both of these are god-awful. Well, not god-awful, but just don't fit. Well, this one was just perfect. Right, these as well. These have come back by now, under a different name. They're now just Cool Ranch as well here in Belgium. But these have finally resurfaced, and all thanks to both Deleuze, who was trying to compete with this specific store, but most specifically, they've come back thanks to Albert Heijn, which is a Dutch supermarket that has that has surfaced in Belgium. These are definitely a good A tier. These are some of my favorite Doritos that are out there. They're just wonderful. Then, Cookie. These ones are, well, I'm gonna probably just put them together again. Here you go. There you go, buddy. Stay together. These are just they're nothing too special. I realized that a lot of these are chips. Anyways, final one, the CBO. This is something that I'm always sad about. Because this is, and again, one of the best burgers that they have at McDonald's. And for, I think, during the time when I was making this, back in 2022, at the end of 2022, they've re-released the CBO. And also made a version with the honey mustard sauce. The CBO is wonderful, but they keep fucking removing it from their menu. It only comes back during like summer, and also like every 3 years only. This is Belgium's McRib. This is literally Belgium's McRib, and it deserves an S tier for how good it is and how simple it is. And how unique it is compared to the other burgers. It just deserves that S tier. Anyways, small tier list, I guess, of discontinued items. There are surely more out there. If you have more, put them in the comments, and I will not update this tier list. You can just put them in the comments. I've said this in previous tier lists. I do not care about your opinion. And I do not care about whether you say, oh, but you forgot the iced tea ball sweats. I don't care. I'm not putting that on there. I'm not changing this tier list. This is a tier list that I have. Goodbye.